God is not holy because we say he is holy. When we call him holy, we are not creating the reality. The reality already exists. We are simply confirming what has always been true. God was holy before we existed, before we had language, before we had doctrine, and before we had the ability to explain him. What is glorious to me is not only that God is holy, but that he invites us into holiness. That invitation is not meant to be forced. It is not meant to be driven by pressure, manipulation, or fear. Yet as humans, we often create a pressure around holiness because of our convictions, traditions, and belief systems. Without realizing it, we can build mechanisms around God that do not reflect his character. Manipulation, control, corruption, flattery, and falsehood can become attached to something that was meant to be pure. And behind many of these mechanisms is a hidden driver that is not always understood. Fear. Fear is a shapeshifter. If we are not careful, it can disguise itself as reverence. It can appear as obedience. It can sound like conviction, but fear does not always produce the spiritual result we think it will. It may create compliance, but not love. It may create silence, but not transformation. It may create religious behavior, but not holiness. This is why we must ask ourselves, what do we understand when we hear the word holy? How do you feel when you hear that word? Do you feel invited or do you cringe? Do you feel drawn closer or do you feel pushed away? Does the word awaken love, reverence, and wonder? Or does it awaken shame, pressure, and fear? And if there is a reaction inside of us, have we ever stopped to question what is driving that response? Sometimes the word holy is not the problem. Sometimes the problem is the experience that was attached to the word. Is our understanding of holiness based on God's character, or is it based on painful experiences people gave us in God's name? Has the idea of holiness been shaped by love, truth, light, and purity, or by control, shame, pressure, and fear? When holiness is mishandled, the character of God can be misrepresented. People may reject God not because they truly encountered him, but because they encountered a distorted version of him through human behavior. True holiness does not need hypocrisy to defend it. It does not need manipulation to establish it. It does not need contradiction to prove it. Holiness comes from a source without corruption, without falsehood, and without limitation. God's holiness is not shaped by my limitations or my version of truth. It is not reduced to my experiences, my fears, or my understanding. His holiness is clean, it is light, it is love, it is truth, it is separate from corruption, yet inviting enough to call us closer. The question is not whether God is holy because we say he is. The question is whether our understanding of holy reflects who he truly is.